Welcome to the Mentor Podcast, where the most highly motivated entrepreneurs come to get their weekly dose of financial stability with host Ron LeGrand, as well as other nationally recognized thought leaders who will teach you how to get, grow, and protect your wealth.
Hello, everybody. This is Ron LeGrand again, bringing you another series of our interviews with students. And I have on my phone here today Dick and Christine Modi. And you guys are from where?
We're from Fernandina Beach, Florida.
Fernandina Beach, which is translated to northern Jacksonville. So you are...
or South Georgia.
You guys, I first want to start with your backgrounds. What did you do for a living? What do you do for a living? And then we'll get to what you're doing now.
Okay. Our backgrounds are technology. And we were in corporate America for over 30 years. I was the senior manager. Dick was a marketing person. And 10 years ago, we had the opportunity to, quote, retire, which we did, and decided to go into the real estate business.
So how's that retiring working out, Christy?
I'm busier now than I've ever been.
Okay.
It's now not 5 days a week. It's 7 days a week.
Okay, perfect. All right. So, Dick, you guys both retired at the same time?
I'd retired about 10 years prior to Christine. But, yeah, I came back from retirement a couple years ago myself. So.
Okay, I see. All right, so how long have you been on Planet Ron?
About, 8 months?
Yeah.
That's all?
About 8, maybe 7 months, actually.
Yeah, February.
Okay.
Yeah.
So about 7 months, that's when you went to the Quick Start School for the first time?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So do you have anything going on in your life now other than real estate to generate revenue? I mean, other than hopefully a retirement income?
Nothing except real estate.
So
yep.
you just get up every day and look for things to do. Is that about the size of it?
It looks for us, basically.
Okay.
It's looking for us.
All right. Do you remember how you found me in the very beginning?
Yes. We went to a Jacksonville Real Estate Investors Association meeting, and you did a pitch for a one-day session on ownership. Wait a minute.
You're right. Control without ownership.
Control without ownership, and you hooked us.
Well, that's what I'm supposed to do. It's my job.
I know. You're good at it.
So tell me, what are you doing now in the way of real estate? How's your part-time semi-business going?
Well, we have 3 parts of our business. We build houses, and that has begun to recover. We had a fairly long dry spell. We also have a rental business, and we have an investment business. And all 3 are going very well, but they're different than they were 7 months ago.
In what respect?
You want to take that one, Dick?
Well, we've learned to do some things that we had no idea how to do before. I think the first thing you taught us was when you do rehabs, you stay in the whole lease purchase notion. That was very eye-opening to us because when we thought of rehabs, we thought of investing, doing a rehab and then getting out, and that made no sense at all after you enlightened us. We do axe deals, which we never thought about doing before. We have found a deal on the island that's rather unique because it's a vacation spot. We have found a lease purchase opportunity that we're staying in and using as a vacation rental. So there's many new aspects of our business that we have discovered in the last 7 months.
Can I add the whole yellow letter thing?
Yeah.
I had no idea what a yellow letter is. Now I believe it's magic. And in fact, we have a yellow letter seller who called us who has an oceanfront property that we found a partner that we're going to buy and build 2 houses, and we'll probably net about $1 million out of this project.
Wow.
No kidding. And
this came from a yellow letter?
It came from a yellow letter.
Gosh, you need to mail more letters, don't you?
Oh, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing.
So you're going to net $1 million out of that project?
We will
2 houses?
We're going to build. Yep, we're going to build 2 houses with a partner, and we're going to split the profit. So there's $2 million in profit in this project, and we get half. Yeah.
Pays the mail, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
It sure does.
Well, and of course, when you're building houses, I'm guessing, based on what I know of you and you know of me, that you're probably not putting a lot of your own personal effort into that. That's pretty much all outsourced out, isn't it?
It is all outsourced out. All we did was find the seller, and we'll probably help in finding the buyer, but we're not swinging hammers. We have the whole deal outsourced, and we have definitely learned that the less we do, the more we make.
Sounds familiar.
It does.
Now, surely you sit at home and stuff envelopes and lick the stamps, don't you, and do your own letters?
Well, the first round we did, but we don't do that anymore. We have farmed that out.
You need to do the first round so you know why not to do it anymore.
Exactly.
Yes.
It was like working at McDonald's. I knew I needed a college education.
Well, you couldn't get fat doing it, though. How many letters are you mailing right now?
We have 500 that are about to go out, but it's really surprisingly not that many. We have found that if we send out 100, it's really about all we can handle as far as the return calls are concerned. Yeah, at any one time. So usually 100 every couple of weeks.
And what are your returns? How many people are calling you with a house for sale?
Let's see. So for about 100, we probably get about 15.
15?
Calls. Yeah.
Okay.
And that whittles down to 2 or 3 or 4.
Yeah, people with a house to sell. But that's for what we invest in both time and money. That's pretty good.
You're darn right that's good. That's a very cheap lead cost. So wait a minute. Are you saying you're getting 15 calls, but how many of those have a house for sale?
Well, most all of them have a house for sale, but some are just curious. They just,
Yeah, they think we're going to offer them $1 million for their $200,000 home. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you got sellers like that too. All right.
Yeah.
Well, who are you mailing to?
We started out mailing to absentee owners because Amelia Island is a vacation place, and so there are a lot of people here who might own 2 homes and might be tired of owning 2 homes. We also targeted years where the property values were very high.
Okay.
And
which is 2004 on up through about 2007, you say?
9.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So you mentioned vacation rentals. Why don't you tell our listeners a little about how that's working for you and how you get paid on that?
Well, again, a yellow letter found us a seller who was upside down, absentee, and we offered to buy the property through a lease purchase with a 5-year term, and we pay him monthly, and we're able to, in 1 week out of each month, pay off our lease agreement, and then the other 4 weeks we take home. And that take-home could be in the neighborhood of $1,200 a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you lease optioned a property.
Yes.
Although we got to make sure everybody understands now, it's in an area where people want to come to vacation.
That's right.
I mean,
that's unique.
Yeah, you can't do this in downtown Tupelo and expect to get the same results.
That's right.
So
That's
if there's some kind of an attractor factor around you, like you're on the ocean or you're in any kind of a major city where tourists go, then you lease optioned the house, and actually the bigger the better. Am I right?
Yeah, I think the bigger
more bedrooms,
the better.
more rent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a 3-2.
Yeah. So you don't even own the house. You don't even own the house.
No, we don't own it.
But you have the right to buy it,
yes.
along with the ability to sub-rent it. So
that's correct.
In this case, you rent it out by the week and collect as much in a week as most people would collect in a month for rent.
That's right.
And you do this by simply putting it on a website. Am I correct?
That's correct.
And driving, traffic to it from people who are looking for vacation rentals.
That's right.
And then when they call you and want to rent the place, do you take the calls and handle the details, or what?
Well, actually we do, because we have other properties that we do this with, but this is next on my list of things to automate. Once we get to a certain number of properties, then it does become pretty time-consuming.
But we don't do the house cleaning, Ron.
We don't do that, and we don't.
Well, why aren't you just letting a vacation rental service take it over from there and handle
the vacation rental services are expensive. They charge 30%. So I think a better solution is to use a VA, and that's what we're going to do, because it doesn't require that you be in the same you could be in New Hampshire and manage a property in Florida, because all of the bookings are done via websites and email, and we even collect money using a collection service that takes credit cards.
Okay, so you guys just put it online and drive traffic to it, and right now you've got yourself doing the work, which is basically just taking their reservation and then following up, I guess, with them and before they arrive to make sure they're going to come and collecting the money. And
That's right.
what you want to do is get a VA to do all that for you. I guess
right.
I don't see any reason why a VA can't do all that. I don't know why not. So
no, I don't think there's any reason a VA can't do it.
Yeah, you're liking this VA stuff, aren't you?
I'm really liking this VA stuff. It's great.
Okay, I am too. I'll tell you, the more I talk to students all over the country, the more VAs do, the better we all like it. So
absolutely.
You're kind of an inspiration to our listeners here with this vacation rental stuff. I mean, the more I think of this, what a cash flow machine here.
Yes.
Gosh, if I live in an area where there's people, and guys, I don't want you to think, listeners, I don't want you to think that this has to be some kind of a special. I mean, we're talking about Hawaii here. I mean, I think of all the cities you can do this, like Washington, D.C., or anywhere in that area, for example.
Sure.
Yep.
Gosh,
New York City. Yeah, what a prime place. Any place in half the cities in California that are on the coast, all around the panhandle of Florida, and then all the places in the middle, like Nashville and, Memphis, and I don't know. My mind wanders, and then I wonder, wow, what if I had 10 or 12 of these things working?
Yeah.
Right.
That's
and just for the record, what did it cost you to lease that property from that seller?
We made an $1,800 down payment.
Wow.
And we pay $1,800 a month.
Okay, so you leased the property for $1,800 out of pocket. You pretty much got that money back the first week you rented out.
Oh yeah. Yes.
And the rest is gravy. And you don't own the property, no taxes or insurance to pay.
That's right. No HOA.
I love it. Is this property on the water?
It's a block off the water.
A block off the water. My goodness.
Yes.
Well, you got me excited.
Well, I think the important lesson that we learned from it is when you send out yellow letters or you get any kind of inbound traffic, you never quite know where it's going to go. And there's all kind of opportunities if you've
stay open-minded. Yep.
and think about how to make a deal.
Yep.
And I think
when you have a receptive seller, for sure.
Yeah. Well, guys, you've been at this, say, about 7 months now. How many axe deals have you done in that time?
Three axe deals.
And
2
what is
rehabs.
that for? 2 rehabs and axe?
3 axe deals, 2 rehabs. We have a 3rd rehab underway right now. We're probably going to do this big building project. We're just working on the details on that right now. What else have we done?
What's your average rehab bringing you in net profit?
In net profit, around $20,000.
All right. And what's your average axe deal bringing you?
The average axe deals, this is something that we're learning how to not leave money on the table. And so I would say on average, right now it's small. It's about $5,000, but mostly because they're upside down. So we have some work to do in learning how to yield more out of the axe deals.
How long after you left the Quick Start event did you get your first deal done?
I think it was like within a month. It was the lease purchase of one of our rehabs.
All right.
Yeah, the rehab was already underway, and after Quick Start, and we decided that we were not going to sell it. We found a lease purchase buyer, so that was within the first month.
And the other thing that happened with that is after publishing it for lease as a lease purchase deal, we ended up generating or creating a huge buyers list.
Oh,
the phone just rang like crazy. We'd get 10 calls a day on this one property.
What did you do to generate them? Just run online ads?
Well, we built a post-lit and just advertised it on Craigslist.
A couple open houses.
And a couple open houses, yeah. That was it.
And signage, some signage.
Yeah.
Banners.
So
the...
Actually, just what you were taught. You put out signs and you put ads online, free.
That's right.
Pretty much it, huh?
That was it. And so the total selling cost was probably in the neighborhood of $50.
Well, that's nice. I can remember what it cost. I spent $5,000 a month just on marketing costs to sell houses.
Yep.
So, you guys remember back when you first started, when you first made the decision to get into the Quick Start School, were you skeptical?
No, actually, the presentation that you gave at Jack's RIA just really made us very curious. And so I think because we did go into it with an open mind, that I don't recall being skeptical, but I'm usually the one who isn't skeptical. So I'm going to let Dick respond to this.
Well, I only had one regret, is that we didn't find you sooner. When, my God, we live in the same town, and it took us all this time to find you. So that was my only regret.
But I don't think we went through any kind of skepticism.
Well, I think you probably bought some other real estate gurus products before you met me, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
We did. Long forgotten.
Well, you wouldn't be normal if you didn't. You ought to see my truckload of them.
Yeah.
Well, listen, if you had an opportunity to render advice to people who might be listening to this call, what piece of advice would you give them if they are thinking about getting into this business, or maybe you've already been in it and thinking about coming back, based on what you learned?
Well, I think if you're a person who really enjoys the real estate business, that it's worth giving this a shot, because it is a completely different way of looking at things. It's a completely different way of thinking. I think one of the big advantages that you guys offer is that it isn't just concepts. It's actual stuff that you can do, that you can execute, that you can act upon. And you've kind of spelled it out. It's like a cookbook. And if you follow the cookbook and read the scripts, you'll be successful. So I would recommend to anyone to give it a shot and just stay open-minded about it.
Okay. Do you guys have a mentor?
Yes, we do. Lynette and Brian Wolf, the Wolf Company.
So the Wolves, and how are they instrumental in your thinking process and getting your deals done?
Totally. I think one of the really important things that they've done is demanded discipline. And unlike other mentors that we've had, it's been more just like talk. And the Wolves, they take you on, but you have to commit to doing the things that they tell you to do.
Two-way street.
Excuse me, yes, definitely a two-way street.
Yeah.
And because they don't want to waste their time.
Right.
So that's a really important thing. I think the other thing is that they actively do this stuff. So really any situation that we've brought to them, they have multiple answers on how we might approach it.
And they're very responsive. I mean, we fire off an email to them, and within 15 minutes we have an answer.
Yeah.
So they're always there for us.
I hear that a lot.
Great.
All right.
And then there's the enthusiasm factor. I'll add.
We talk about the same wolf.
Really, what? Yeah, I'm talking about the same wolf.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, it's kind of hard to turn her off, isn't it?
She's terrific.
She's like the Energizer Bunny, yeah.
Yes, exactly.
If we're not successful, it's not because we haven't had the best teachers available. That's for sure.
Well, thank you. It sounds like you're doing okay, though. I'm not too much worried about your success. In fact,
no, we're good. We're good. We see light at the end of the tunnel.
All right, well, Dick,
we're excited about it.
I'm going to do something for you, Dick, that you rarely have a chance to do, and that is I'm going to give you the last word here. So,
what does he mean by that?
Nothing.
Knows you well,
do you have
sir.
any words of wisdom here for our folks before we get off this call?
I do. My words of wisdom are, you're never too old to learn. And I have learned so much in the last 6 or 7 months. It's incredible. And it's just put some wind beneath my wings.
So this coming from an old guy, this information?
This is coming from an old guy. I got a birthday this month. You don't want to ask.
You're not supposed to talk about dates.
Okay.
All right. Well, I appreciate both of you taking the time to get on this call. It's kind of fun talking to folks who are actually making things happen, and you are. So thank you so much again, and I'll see you at the next meeting.
Great. Our pleasure.
Good day.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
That's all for this edition of the Mentor Podcast. To connect with Ron and learn how you can attain financial freedom, as well as up-to-date strategies to grow and protect your wealth based on today's discussion, go to www.connectwiththementor.com.